opponent. Many experts identified this match as Belgium's toughest challenge of the group stage. Belgium created opportunities and frequently looked the more dangerous side. However, they lacked the cutting edge necessary to convert dominance into victory. An own goal ultimately helped rescue a point. The positive news for Belgium is that they remain well positioned to qualify. Their toughest assignment may already be behind them. If they become more clinical in front of goal, they could quickly climb these rankings. 19. Egypt. So close to history. For much of the match against Belgium, Egypt appeared on course for one of the most significant victories in their World Cup history. Their defensive organization frustrated Belgium, while Emma Mashour's goal demonstrated the quality they possess in attack. Yet despite taking the lead, Egypt struggled to create additional chances. Their approach became increasingly defensive as the game progressed. Eventually, the pressure became too much. The equalizer prevented a famous victory, but Egypt can still take enormous confidence from their performance. They proved they can compete with one of Europe's strongest nations. If they become slightly more adventurous going forward, they could emerge as one of the most dangerous teams in the competition. 20. Senegal. Better than the scoreline suggests. Ranking 20th after losing 3-1 may seem harsh, but Senegal deserves significant respect for their performance against France. For more than an hour, they frustrated what many consider the strongest team in the tournament. The score remained level until the 66th minute. In fact, Senegal might even have been leading had Nicolas Jackson converted one of the best opportunities of the first half instead of striking the post. Defensively, they were organized and disciplined. Physically, they matched France for long periods. Their players never appeared intimidated by the occasion. Ultimately, France's superior depth and quality made the difference. Yet Senegal's performance suggested they are far stronger than many teams ranked below them. If they play with the same intensity and organization in their remaining group matches, qualification remains entirely achievable. The defeat hurt, but it also showed that Senegal possessed the tools necessary to compete with football's elite. The teams ranked between 11th and 20th occupy a fascinating position after matchday 1. Australia, Spain, Netherlands, Mexico, Japan, Scotland, Cape Verde, Belgium, Egypt, and Senegal all displayed enough quality to believe they can reach the knockout stages. Some, such as Spain and Belgium, underperformed relative to expectations but remain dangerous. Others, like Australia and Cape Verde, exceeded expectations and may yet become the surprise stories of the tournament. Most importantly, the gap between these teams and the top 10 is not large. One outstanding performance in the next round could see any of them climb significantly in the rankings. The race to establish themselves among the World Cup elite is far from over. Indeed, for many of these nations, the best may still be yet to come. 21. Portugal. Still searching for balance. Portugal's 1-1 draw against DR Congo was one of the most surprising results of the opening round. Entering the tournament, many expected Portugal to begin with a comfortable victory. Instead, they found themselves frustrated by a disciplined and determined Congolese side. The central issue facing Portugal remains the same question that has followed them for years: how do they maximize their team's potential while still accommodating Cristiano Ronaldo? There is no doubt about Ronaldo's greatness. He remains one of the most famous and accomplished footballers in history. His leadership, experience, and goal-scoring instinct can still influence matches. However, Portugal often appear caught between building a modern, fluid attacking system and ensuring that Ronaldo remains the focal point of everything they do. Against DR Congo, there were moments when Portugal looked predictable. Too many attacks seemed designed solely to find Ronaldo, allowing the opposition to anticipate their movements. Yet it would be foolish to dismiss Portugal. Their squad remains packed with talent. They possess technical quality across the pitch, strong defensive options, and players capable of changing matches individually. The draw serves as a warning rather than a disaster. Portugal remain capable of reaching the latter stages, but they must find a better balance between individual star power and collective teamwork. 22. Croatia. Signs of decline or temporary problems. Croatia's 4-2 defeat to England was a strange performance. On one hand, scoring twice against one of the tournament favorites is impressive. On the other hand, conceding 4 goals exposed significant defensive weaknesses. For years, Croatia have been admired for their technical midfielders, tactical intelligence, and ability to compete above their population size. Their run to the 2018 World Cup final remains one of the great achievements in modern football. However, the current team appears to be entering a period of transition. Many of Croatia's most influential players belong to an older generation. Their experience remains valuable, but age inevitably affects pace, stamina, and recovery speed. Against England, Croatia's attack produced moments of quality. Their goals were well crafted and demonstrated the technical skill that has long defined Croatian football. Defensively, however, they struggled badly. England's attackers repeatedly found space and exploited weaknesses throughout the match. The big question is whether Croatia can adapt. If they can tighten their defense while maintaining their attacking quality, they remain dangerous. If not, their tournament could end sooner than expected. 23. DR Congo, the surprise contenders. Few teams improved their reputation more than DR Congo during the opening round. Most observers expected them to lose against Portugal. Instead, they earned a hard-fought 1-1 draw and arguably deserved even more. Their defensive organization was exceptional. Every player understood their role, and the entire team worked together to limit Portugal's attacking opportunities. What impressed many analysts most was their confidence. DR Congo did not simply defend and hope for the best. Whenever opportunities arose, they counterattacked with purpose and threatened Portugal's defense. Their performance demonstrated that they possess more than just defensive discipline. There is genuine quality within the squad. If they maintain the same organization and confidence, they could become one of the tournament's biggest surprise packages. For a team that entered the competition with relatively low expectations, they have already shown they belong on this stage. 24. Switzerland, the definition of frustration. Switzerland's draw against Qatar was perhaps one of the most frustrating results for any team in the opening round. The Swiss created numerous opportunities. They controlled large portions of the match. They generated enough chances to win comfortably. Yet they failed to convert their dominance into victory. Football can be cruel. Sometimes a team performs poorly and wins. Other times a team performs reasonably well and drops points. Switzerland experienced the latter. The main concern is their finishing. Creating chances is important, but tournaments are often decided by efficiency in front of goal. The positive news is that Switzerland's overall structure looked solid. They defended competently, controlled possession, and consistently moved into dangerous positions. If they improve their finishing, they could quickly climb the rankings. If their wastefulness continues, they may struggle despite playing attractive football. 25. New Zealand, the feel-good story. Before the tournament began, New Zealand were widely viewed as one of the weakest teams in the competition. Many experts expected them to struggle significantly against stronger opponents. Instead, they produced one of the most inspiring performances of the opening round. Their 2-2 draw against Iran demonstrated determination, courage, and belief. Rather than playing like a team intimidated by the occasion, New Zealand embraced the challenge. The emergence of Elijah Just as a potential breakout star adds another exciting dimension to their story. His energy and attacking threat gave New Zealand an outlet whenever they moved forward. What impressed observers most was the team's spirit. Every player fought for every ball. Every challenge seemed important. While they may still lack the overall quality of the tournament's strongest nations, New Zealand have shown they cannot be underestimated. Their draw was fully deserved and may provide the confidence needed to pursue an unlikely qualification campaign. 26. Iran. Escaping rather than impressing. Iran entered their match against New Zealand expecting victory. Instead, they left with a draw and numerous questions. On paper, Iran possessed greater experience, technical quality, and tournament pedigree. However, their performance failed to reflect that advantage. Defensively, they looked vulnerable throughout the match. New Zealand repeatedly found opportunities to attack and created problems that should not have existed. Iran's attack showed moments of promise, but their inability to control the game ultimately prevented them from securing 3 points. Perhaps the most worrying aspect was the sense that Iran were fortunate to avoid defeat. Rather than dominating a supposedly weaker opponent, they spent significant periods reacting to New Zealand's pressure. The talent remains there, but significant improvement will be necessary if Iran hope to advance. 27. Saudi Arabia, continuing their rise. Saudi Arabia's footballing reputation has grown enormously in recent years, and their performance against Uruguay suggested that progress is continuing. The 1-1 draw was not a fluke. Saudi Arabia defended with discipline, maintained their shape, and looked dangerous whenever opportunities arose on the counterattack. There was a time when Saudi Arabia were viewed as one of the easier opponents in major tournaments. Those days appear increasingly distant. Their players now look tactically aware, physically prepared, and mentally confident. The challenge moving forward will be consistency. Can they maintain this level against every opponent? If they do, they may become one of the tournament's surprise success stories. 28. Haiti. Competitive but lacking a killer instinct. Haiti's narrow 1-0 defeat to Scotland was a reminder that results do not always tell the entire story. Although they lost, Haiti caused Scotland numerous problems throughout the match. Their physicality, determination, and energy made life uncomfortable for their opponents. There were periods when Haiti looked capable of scoring. Unfortunately, football often comes down to moments of quality, and that is where Haiti fell short. Their attacking players worked hard but lacked the composure and precision necessary to convert promising situations into goals. The encouraging news is that the foundation appears solid. Haiti are organized, committed, and difficult to play against. If they can improve their finishing, they could still surprise people in their remaining matches. 29. South Korea. Effective but unconvincing. South Korea secured a valuable 2-1 victory over the Czech Republic, but the performance itself raised several concerns. At times, they struggled to break down an opponent that many expected them to dominate. Their attacking play lacked fluidity, and they often appeared short of ideas in the final third. Yet good teams find ways to win even when they are not at their best. South Korea ultimately demonstrated enough quality to secure victory, particularly when the pressure increased late in the match. Their work ethic remains one of their greatest strengths. Few teams match South Korea's intensity and commitment. However, tougher opponents await, and they will likely need to become more clinical if they hope to progress deep into the tournament. 30. Uruguay. Dominance without efficiency. No team ranked between 21st and 30th created more chances than Uruguay. Against Saudi Arabia, they registered an astonishing number of attempts on goal and spent long periods attacking relentlessly. Yet the match ended 1-1. That single statistic perfectly summarizes Uruguay's opening performance. Under the guidance of Marcelo Bielsa, Uruguay play aggressive, high-intensity football. They press relentlessly, attack quickly, and create opportunities in abundance. The problem is that opportunities mean little if they are not converted. Missing so many chances against Saudi Arabia prevented Uruguay from securing what should have been a comfortable victory. The encouraging aspect is that chance creation is often easier to maintain than clinical finishing. If Uruguay become more efficient in front of goal, they could quickly move much higher in the rankings. At the same time, continued wastefulness could become one of the defining stories of their tournament. Teams facing serious challenges. Turkey suffered a disappointing defeat despite dominating possession against Australia. Austria won against Jordan but failed to inspire confidence. Ivory Coast and Ghana collected victories without producing particularly convincing performances. Algeria, Jordan, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Canada, Iraq, and Ecuador all delivered performances that left more questions than answers. Ecuador, in particular, entered the tournament with significant expectations but failed to justify the hype in their opening match. The bottom 8, the lowest-ranked teams after one game, all endured difficult starts. The Czech Republic surrendered a lead against South Korea and looked slow throughout. Uzbekistan showed courage but lacked the quality necessary to contain Colombia. South Africa endured a disastrous opening match filled with mistakes and disciplinary problems. Qatar escaped with a fortunate draw against Switzerland despite being heavily outplayed. Paraguay were overwhelmed by the United States from start to finish. Tunisia suffered perhaps the most humiliating opening round performance, conceding 5 goals to Sweden and immediately dismissing their manager afterward. Panama produced one of the tournament's least memorable performances before conceding a heartbreaking late winner against Ghana. And finally, Curaçao occupy the bottom position after a 7-1 defeat to Germany. Yet even they leave the opening round with a special memory, scoring a World Cup goal against one of football's greatest nations. Final verdict after matchday 1. The first round of matches has confirmed that this World Cup could be one of the most unpredictable in history. France currently look like the strongest team in the competition. England, Argentina, Germany, and the United States are close behind. Morocco have enhanced their reputation, while Brazil still have work to do despite avoiding defeat. At the other end of the rankings, Curaçao, Panama, Tunisia, Paraguay, and South Africa face uphill battles if they hope to survive the group stage. But World Cups are rarely decided after one match. Teams that start slowly often improve dramatically, while early favorites sometimes fade under pressure. The opening round has given us clues, not conclusions. With 2 group matches still remaining for every team, the battle for World Cup glory is only just beginning. The rankings will change, new heroes will emerge, unexpected contenders will rise, and by the time the knockout rounds arrive, today's standings may look completely different. For now, however, France sit at the summit, and the rest of the football world is chasing them.